All right, 11-year-old Tyreek Allen, who attends the Water Valley Primary School in Islington, St. Mary, understood the assignment with the help of his mom. A homeschooling high, worth acknowledging. Let's talk with Denise Watson and Shantoy Lee Allen about little 11-year-old Tyreek. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies,
Good
and good morning,
morning, Dwayne. Good
Tyreek.
morning, Debbie. Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have you guys. So Tyreek, tell me what's going on with you?
I'm fine.
How you managing with the working or going to school online?
It's great. I understand my work and it's not really hard.
Oh, that's so nice, Tyreek. That's really, really good to hear. What do you enjoy most, if you do, about going to school from home? You like anything at all about being able to attend school online?
Yes. So what do you like about it? What do you like about it?
Tyreek, what you like about going to school online?
I get to spend time with you. I get to spend time with my family, to be near to them, and that they can help me.
Okay,
Awesome.
that's nice.
Denise, what are some of the disadvantages of children being homeschooled or virtual learning itself?
I mean, there are a few things. I don't know if I'd call them disadvantages, to be honest. I think that they're challenging in some ways, but I wouldn't say they're necessarily disadvantages. And one of the things that could be a disadvantage is that children might not get the kind of support that they oftentimes would probably get, like socializing with their peers and getting to see life through their peers, and understanding and learning from that is very, very helpful for children. So I think the interaction part of it. But outside of that, I really think that once they have a good support at home, there are not very many things I would consider disadvantages, just a new way of doing things.
Yeah, Shantoy. I mean, as parents, it's sometimes hard to have the kids at home while we're also working, while we're also doing things from home as well. But I think as well, one of the good things is we get to see firsthand how they would behave in a classroom. Do you find that you get to see how Tyreek could be responding when he's at school?
Yes, definitely. It's actually a great opportunity to help them because what the teacher would see, you get that opportunity to see them in that light. So wherever they have weaknesses, wherever is their strength, we are able to help them because we can show them how to be creative, not just writing in books, but help them to find creative ways to learn, help them to be excited because that's what I do with my kids at home. I find ways to help them to get into what they're learning. And I believe as a parent, or we support our children the most. Their biggest supporters are their parents. So in things that they can grow in, we can find ways to help them, ways to get in shy, find ways to bring out their full potential.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. His project about indentured workers back in the 1860s. What was that like? What was the whole process between you, him, the cousins, the family working on this project?
Mm-hmm. All right. So he was supposed to do a letter about an indentured worker back in the 60s. So what happened is I told him that, fine, think of a way to be creative. And he said that, well, let us make the teacher feel like he's back in that time. So we did the paper, we aged the paper, we did the pictures and edited them. Yes, we edited the pictures to really give a full experience. So when the teacher opens it, we want him to think that it's live from the time given.
Yeah. Dijane, is this hybrid model for schooling and teaching something that will continue into next year and the year after that and the year after that?
Is it a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems they did such a remarkable job. I really think that it's noteworthy to share. And yes, I really believe that this is transferable into the actual classroom. And that's a wonderful thing about what parents like Chantal is doing. And, the students that are participating with her, they learn that, it doesn't matter what environment you are, learning will take place. Your creativity doesn't go to sleep. And there are two or three things that I often like to encourage parents to do, whether you're homeschooling or not. The first thing is to remember to make room for mess and mistakes. Because they're kids, right? And then the second thing is to be the kind of teacher that you would want to have had or had that caused you to want to dream big. That person that inspired you to be where you are today. And if you imagine that and walk through their experience with them as parents, you'll find that your teaching and exchanging with your child is actually a beautiful experience for both of you. And then the last thing, and certainly not least, is to have fun. It's hard to have fun when you're dealing with your own child. I homeschooled before I got into the whole tutoring thing. I ran a tutoring business for a number of years, and I really loved and enjoyed teaching other students, other people's children. But when I had to teach my two, I swear it was like I was ready to jump. Like the first building, I was ready to go out. But what I learned about it is that the very same things that I'm sharing here today is to make room to let your kids, be messy, make mistakes. And like Chantal said, when she went into the classroom, she got to see her child through the eyes of the teachers. And a lot of the time, parents don't realize sometimes just how difficult it can be for parents and for teachers to really come together and support a child that has so many different learning styles, and children have different learning styles, of course. And so the parent now is learning more about their children and the way they learn and the way in which they can support them.
Yeah.
Awesome. Before we go, Tariq, any words of encouragement for your fellow students across the island who are homeschooling?
Anything you want to tell the students?
Try their best that they can.
I love
That's
that.
very important.
I love that. Try the very best that you can. Thank you so much, Tariq. Thank you to Dejanay Watson and Shantoy Lee Allen. Thank you all for joining us for Weekend Smile. We'll be right back. I love that.
That's pretty nice. I like the pictures that I saw.
Yeah.